Good morning. Hopefully it's morning. It's morning where I am. It's nice to see everybody. Welcome back to lab. It's good to see everybody again. I just can't wait till we actually get to see each other face to face. It's gonna make my day. But in the meantime, we have to watch videos and we have to send each other messages. I wonder how many people like this. Do you guys like this? Do you mind the online lab? I think you can learn a lot of this way, and what I'm hoping to do is when we get back to live labs where we're face to face looking at each other's from your cheekbones up to your forehead because you're going to be wearing a mask, but when we get to see each other's eyeballs, we'll be able to do this physically. Like, you'll be able to physically do this and you will have seen it already, which is a huge advantage. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what that flame sensor looks like. We already know that on the right hand side is our hot surface igniter. And we're going to learn about that in a little while, but right now, since I did this in class, I'm going to teach you about the flame rod. So this is what it looks like. And this goes in just below the burner. And then this rod goes up and makes contact with the fire. And so we're sending like 90 volts of AC current through this wire. And it goes into this metal rod, and there's really nothing special about it, it's just a piece of ferrous metal. And when that's hooked up, guess what happens? The flame acts as a switch, and it also converts AC current to DC current. And that travels back through the ground, through the metal chassis of my furnace. And my green control board down there says, yep, we have flame. We have flame. So it's just held in there with a screw. I don't know if I can get my camera under there. So you're just gonna have to trust me, I guess. It's in there, and that right angle is just ahead of the burners. So if you look at my burner, that flame rod kind of looks like that. And it sends AC current up through my flame rod, and then when the flame touches it, it acts as a switch, and my current flows back through the ground of the burner and the heat exchanger or whatever else the flame might come in contact with. And it's reliable enough that it says, yeah, we have flame. But you have to remember, voltage can only travel as DC current. So we send alternating current up, and that's one of the things that our control board recognizes. That, yep, it's being rectified. Because if it's shorted out, if a piece of rust or something came in contact with my flame rod, that would act as a switch too. But it would stay alternating current. This way, only a flame will rectify that signal. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to set this to microamps. And it's microamps DC. Micro is this little, it's called a mu. You see that? Can you see that? It's called a mu, micro. It's like the opposite of mega. It's really, really small amperage. So that I can just stick in there and leave it. I'm going to actually use a jumper. I'm going to clip that on there. And I'm going to clip that on there. I could hold my lead on there and it would do the same thing. Okay, this way I can do it. It's a hands-free operation. So my control board is sending signal 90 volts. It goes right here on the control board. It's this wire. Comes up through my white wire. And it's in series. When you're in microamps, it's in series with your meter. So the current is actually flowing through my meter and comes back through the red. And I've got just an alligator clip with a jumper wire so that I can film and do everything all at once. Normally I would just hold it on this end of this lead. Okay, so it's all part of the flow, and then it goes into my flame rod, and the flame rod is going to hopefully detect my flame, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm gonna rev up my thermostat. Draft inducer's on. My hot surface igniter is glowing. And momentarily my gas valve should open up. Okay, I have flame. And voila, I have 2.9 microamps DC. That's my flame signal. I'm actually reading the current through the flame. I know, I'm amazed too. I am literally amazed. Like, this kind of blows my mind. Whoever came up with this impresses me. I'm at 3.0 microamps DC. Try to show you that micro. See, it looks like a little, looks like an N and a U put together. Okay, so I'm going to repeat. This wire, this white wire comes up to here. And right now it's flowing through my meter, through the black lead of my meter, comes back through the red lead. And I've just got this jumper so that I don't have to hold on to it because I'm filming. And that's going up to my flame rod, which is in the stream of the fire. And so the fire is converting it to DC voltage, and it's coming back through the ground of the furnace. So it's important to have a good ground. So what happens if I disconnect this? What do you think is going to happen? So this is proving that there's flame. As long as there's flame present and we're proving it, I'm trying to mount this so you can see it better. As long as there's flame present, it's going to keep the furnace running. There we go. Put it right back where it was. So what's going to happen if I disconnect this? It's going to interrupt the circuit. And then what? And then what? Control board's going to think there's no fire. So it's going to turn the gas valve off. It's going to shut down. That's a safety feature. So watch. Try to get it to where I'm filming everything all at once. Disconnect it. My flame shut off. It's going to try to relight, and it'll probably try to relight 3 times. And as long as this is disconnected and it's not going to pick up a flame signal at all, it'll recycle and it'll try lighting again. I'll hook it back up. And honestly, like, watch, I'll hold this on there. Hold it on there, it's going to do the same thing. 3.0. 3 microamps DC. Not milli, micro. It's even smaller than a milli. So, I'm going to take my lead off. What's going to happen? What's going to happen if I take my lead off? Think about it. Do you think it's going to shut down? Yes. Yes, it's going to shut down. And it'll try to light like 3 times. So I'm going to put this back on. And we're going to resume normal operation. And I think the next video I'm going to show you what this hot surface igniter looks like. Have a nice day.